Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Following a sold-out run at Lincoln Center Theater, Christopher Durang's new play, Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike, under the direction of Nicholas Martin, will open on Broadway at the Golden Theater on March 14th. And I caught up with the company led by Sigourney Weaver, David Hyde Pierce, and Kristine Nielsen during a break in rehearsal. Well, how excited are you to be bringing the play to Broadway?
I am so excited. I never thought that this day would come, and here it is, and it's so thrilling. Just so thrilling.
The last time you and I spoke was opening night
Yes.
at Lincoln Center. I mean, who would have thought so quickly coming here?
Oh my gosh, such a fast turnaround. It's like we're being shot out of a cannon, you know, a couple days of rehearsal, and then we're on our feet. I mean, we know the play, we love the play, and everyone who's going to come and see it is going to feel the same way that we do. So great.
Talk about this great group of actors you get to work with.
Oh my gosh, it's really a blessing to work with people who all have the same agenda, which is to do a great job on an amazing play with an amazing playwright and director. I mean, it's so great, so loving, nurturing, and you know, rehearsal can be hard, but when you're working with people that you trust, it makes things so much easier. So we're all really excited.
I'm so excited to be bringing the play to Broadway, and I'm so excited to be talking to Broadway World, which is where I go for all of my Broadway news, of course, and follow on Twitter.
I love you. Thank you for that. Tell me what this whole thing has been like. This is a whirlwind. This is so fast with bringing the play to Broadway, right?
It's so fast, and yet I feel like it couldn't happen in a better moment because it's this play that we've been doing for such a long time that I feel like for me to take this huge step of going to Broadway, what a better show to go with than one that I've been working on for so long. So I feel really prepared and really excited.
Tell me what you love about the play.
My castmates, the playwright. I love that it's such a happy play. I love that every day I get to be a part of a comedy, and I'm, although I'm sure I would love to do a lot of different things, I'm not in a dreary, dark. This play is uplifting, and it's just a joy to do over and over. It's a joy to go to work.
And just what it was like working in the rehearsal room and now starting all over again today, because you have like 2 rehearsals, right? And then you're teching and you're going to start previews.
No, we have 2 rehearsals. Oh dear God. I hope I don't mess anything up. But I mean, I know that I'm going to be in the company of the most incredible actors in New York, and that if I just give all of my attention and trust over to them, that they're going to take care of me and I'm going to take care of them.
This has never happened where a show closes, you get 2 days of rehearsal, you tech, and you start previews.
I know. It's invigorating, isn't it? Slightly terrifying. The cast is terrified. But they've done it in 2 other theaters, and they know what they're doing. And besides, I wanted to throw them into it in a way where they didn't get to think too much now. Because actors even actors this good, who have played a show for a while, get into certain habits you want to sort of shake up. You know, if I could, I would change the blocking every now and then just to keep the spontaneity going. But Billy does a little of that, so that's fine.
I love your cast. I love Billy.
One of the greatest casts I've ever had, and I think everyone in the right part. The more mature actors are all first choices. I mean, there was no question. And then we looked very hard for the others, and I'm thrilled that they're young and unknown actors. And I think they fulfilled these parts brilliantly.
What you love about the play, when you first read the play, why you wanted to do it?
Oh, I was undone by, before I even read the second act, I went to a reading of it at the McCarter. And when Kristine did that phone call scene, I thought, Chris has written some of the most elegant and psychologically brilliant stuff for her I've ever heard. I laughed, of course, at the first act all the time. Chris makes me laugh more than any other writer who's ever lived. And then I got to David Hyde Pierce's big speech, and I thought, I've got to do this play. There's such heart in it, and there's such smarts in it, and it's so necessary for the time.
How excited are you to be bringing this play to Broadway?
I am beyond excited because I hope that so many more audience members will see it, of different types of audiences. You know, there was something wonderful about the McCarter, and there was something really wonderful about Lincoln Center. But this is people who will have to elect to choose to come. You know, it's not subscription, and I'm hoping that we can lure some youngins in. You know, we all need the youngins to come in. So.
No, 'cause I know so many people who couldn't get a ticket at Lincoln Center, so I think this is so wonderful that it's coming to Broadway.
A little like Hernando's Hideaway, you know, it's a little like, do you know the code and can you knock on the door and get in? and we in it couldn't help our friends that much either, so this is great. I'm glad so many people who've heard about it will actually get a chance to see it. It's kind of like Betty's Summer Vacation was, where if everybody saw it that said they saw it after our 4-week run, we'd still be running.
Like Moose Murders, too. It's the same thing. If everybody said,
I saw that, yeah.
you saw Moose Murders.
No, you didn't.
What a great role Chris has given you. Talk about the role and what you love about this play.
Well, what I love about this role is how, why wouldn't it be a search for love? I mean, and not to be lonely in this world. You know, it's universal. So you hope you can make people laugh so that they can come down with you when the crisis comes, or when you feel, oh my God, I've done that. I've had that kind of horrible phone call or good phone call, you know, where you're not sure if somebody is really interested in you or not, or whether you're going to be alone or not. And, you know, it's the Irish curse, may you die alone. Nobody wants to die alone. So it's kind of, that's a gift to be able to do that. And to make people laugh, you know, to have your lows, your misery be so funny is great. Because, you know, it's so miserable now. Who wants to come and be lectured at in some way? So it's great to have us all laugh and recognize those human things. And, oh my God, I just yelled at that person on the subway and now I'm yelling at you. And look, she's yelling. It's funny.
What did you think when you read the play? What went through your mind?
I never read it. No, of course. It was just funny, and like, what did I think of it? I think there was a lot of heart to it. It was a funny play as I read it, but then it had something with spirit and like a lot of love in it, which I really enjoyed. And you know, it's not mean, it's not dirty, it's just like fun.
Talk about the role. What a fun guy I would think to play. When you first,
Spike?
Yeah, what is he like?
He's chaos in the room. That's his job. My job is to basically be a bull in a china shop. And I remember when I actually originally auditioned for it, like, there was a piano in the room and I just started playing the piano, and I don't play the piano. Yeah, it was just that kind of thing. It's just chaos. You let him kind of do whatever he wants. Spike is a very loving and not all there kind of guy. But
Talk about this great company. I mean, what a great ensemble of actors you get to work with. You're really close, all of you, aren't you?
yeah, actually, I'm so lucky to have obtained a really loving family through this. You know, these people are honestly amazing and generous and loving. So yeah, it's an honor to share the stage with them.
Well, first of all, welcome back to Broadway. How does it feel?
I'm very happy and excited. I haven't had that many shows on Broadway. I've had it a lot in nonprofit theaters off Broadway, but I'm excited for the larger audience, and I do think that at Lincoln Center at McCarter, most audiences seem to really get into the play. So I'm, knock wood, looking forward to it on Broadway. I'm excited.
You have the ideal cast for this show. Talk about your performers.
Well, for starters, I don't usually think of specific actors when I'm writing because oftentimes they're not available. So I try to, but this time I broke my rule, and I did think of Sigourney and Kristine both. And then but Sigourney is often not available. So the idea that, two things. A, that the first reading we did of the full-length play, I called up and I said, are you in town? And she said, no, but I'm coming back in a week. And I said, oh, would you come to McCarter? And anyway, so she was in the first reading, and so was Kristine and Shalita, actually. And then we thought of David Hyde Pierce later on, and he's such a great, wonderful actor and so funny, and really, really responds to the play, which I think you can tell when he gets to that speech. And then, So David, Kristine, and Sigourney are old friends and old hands. Not emphasis on old, but they're wonderful pros. And Shalita Grant, who I love, I met at Juilliard, and I asked her to be in this first read through, and she was so good we just kept her. And then new to me are Billy Magnussen and Genevieve Angelson, both of whom audition, and they're fabulous. And they gave wonderful auditions. And Billy, in particular, is a wild card. He comes up with marvelous ways of doing the part. I'm very intrigued. And however, the first 2 days, I thought, oh my God, he's going to invent something for every single sentence, and it'll be too much. But truthfully, his taste is really good, and almost all that he adds to it has been good. Only once or twice, Nikki will ask. And then Genevieve, has a lovely aura to her. She's very much like Nina, the character, and I was interested when she said earlier that she feels a kinship because, like Nina, she just wants to be an actress, and here she is, smack out of her first job out of NYU, and she brings a lovely simplicity to what she's doing. So I must say, I do think the cast is wonderful. Although I'll tell you that the understudies are wonderful too.
I heard that too.
Well, I'm excited for two reasons. One, going to Broadway is exciting, and I've done it before, but I don't think you get used to it. I think it's for whatever reason, it's its own unique pleasure and thrill and all that stuff. But also I'm excited because here we are. This is our first day back all together. It's been a month, and I missed everybody. I missed the characters. I missed the people. I missed doing the play. So I'm just really happy that we get to do it again.
You have quite a history with Christopher Durang. I think this is his finest play. Where does it fit for you?
First of all, I love you saying that you think it's one of his finest plays, because I do too. I think this play, that's the other reason I'm so glad it's going on Broadway or wherever, because I really believe in this play as a funny play, but it touches on things that, I don't know, it feels like an important play to me, and I hate saying that because it makes it sound like you want to shoot yourself, but I don't know. I think it's the play that's going to have a long life. This is the great thing about word of mouth on this play, because I'm walking down the street and two kinds of people will come up to me. One will say, oh my God, I saw the play at Lincoln Center. I'm so excited you're going to Broadway. And the other person comes up and says, oh my God, I couldn't get in to see the play at Lincoln Center. I'm so excited you're going to Broadway. People are, I guess it's a kind of experience people don't get that often going to the theater these days, which is a really well-written new play that's genuinely funny and leaves them thinking and touched all at the same time. And I guess that's, maybe that's rare or whatever, but people seem to be, both in Princeton and at Lincoln Center, the audiences had that feeling universally. So we're looking forward to sharing that with the folks on Broadway.
And just look at doing theater in New York at this time of year, what it means to you.
I like doing theater in New York at any time of year. I remember, I didn't like being on strike, but I remember being on strike during the stagehand strike in the freezing cold outside the Hirschfeld. Even that, we were all together, it's the theater, I just love it. But there is something very special about, especially the run of this show, which is we're starting right as spring is budding, and we go through June, maybe into July, depending on the run. But that's a great time to be in New York, to be, I'm going to enjoy walking to the theater every day, and even at night, it's, I don't know, it's something very exciting. All the shows opening at the same time, and I don't know, it's a real gift to be here.
It's been such an amazing journey because we started in regional theater. That was a great experience down at Princeton. Then we came to Lincoln Center, which is always such an honor. We had wonderful audiences there. And now to be able to share the play with so many audiences from all over the country and all over the world on Broadway when we're up and running and, full of beans, I just think it's fantastic.
So fast though, it's like 2 days of rehearsals, then you're going to tech. But I love that though, it's like just go for it.
I guess so, we'll see what happens.
So what was it like regrouping? You became such a family. You and I had this conversation at Lincoln Center. It's very rare that this happens. What was it like today meeting up again? And
Well,
what have you missed?
You mean today? Well, we've actually all kept in touch, texting and everything. I was very MASHA-like during the break. I literally went to Paris that night when we closed. Then I went to LA. Then I went to Berlin, and then I went to Hawaii. And I just got back. So I was a little like I am MASHA now. So I would send them obnoxious emails saying, and now I'm in Berlin, and now I'm going to see the Berliner Ensemble du Motor Courage. And so I tried to be as obnoxious as possible, because that's my job. But I miss them terribly. You know, we really are a family, and you make families in the theater in a way you don't anywhere else, I think. More than film, in an odd way. We're all connected, and we're all sort of interdependent, so I'm delighted to have 4 months more with this group.
And what you love about this play, I think this is Chris's finest play.
Yeah.
How do you see it? And when you first read it?
Wow, you know, I mean, the play has so many layers and levels, and I've been grateful for the time, because I think we did a great job at Princeton, but I think the play has deepened so much, the relationships have deepened so much. So even though our stakes were high then, there's much more going on now, and the comedy. When I stand backstage and listen to David and Kristine do that first scene, I mean, you know, it's like Jack Benny, and you know, they are so amazing, and everyone is up to that level, and I just feel it's a tremendous treat, and I'm learning so much. I'm delighted to come back and play someone as distraught and crazy as MASHA.
And you have a wonderful director. Talk about working with Nicholas Martin.
Nicky is, you know, I love working with him. He's so encouraging. He's so delighted by what we do. He still gets great pleasure out of the new things that we bring. And he really, you know, he's so capable, because he has his eye on what's really important. But that's not what we concentrate on. We concentrate on all the things that are meaningful to us, and connections and explosions. And, you know, I think he's just remarkable, really remarkable as a director.
And being on Broadway at this time of year, what it means.
I know. You know, I'm really an off-off Broadway girl. That's where I feel at home. So I've only been on Broadway a couple times. I'm very excited to bring this play, which is so, you know, we're ready to bring it to a much bigger audience, and I'm delighted that more people will get to hear this play, because I think there's nothing else like it on Broadway, certainly not many comedies, and everyone could use a spring treat. It's like an Easter basket of laughs for everybody.